NY, the superstar.
This show, pa, me Andrew. They say me a super. I can't stand
Blogging.
blogging. What is it about blogging?
Yes, say why you who the be blogger. Why you who say who they to say you prim pro your who be.
But I think you're normal with finesse. If you act professional, I said that's the best.
And at what point now you are just over journalism?
I think that was in SS.
Okay.
Maybe we school.
So you've always wanted to be a lawyer.
It's something I loved. We bet me a event and blogger we bet me a frustrate you like you not be happy because on the phone the way the Ubi sound said then or pay. What exactly does the person want from you?
And then me a superstar be over the years or Chinkrofoot now who do so omo. So what so crowd I could do come over baby na wafa na wakriti just say what do so what share na adwene. And obi say oya yesem oya gaga why who the be blogger the be journalist or prepare ne honey ade says oya ne niema with some finesse be ni ade. We will talk about all that. And then my guest NYDJ Mr. Ebenezer Donko. The Donko is with an H and not a R. And yeah, no, I shall so sending the mumu and I'll send the PBR. Few who say, oh no, a H and yet R. I am a DJ bet Tenacia Bonko because I've watched him from afar. Me who said you see any near a professional to a fault. And until I'm saying I focus on church and honey at the end. Na said you no see yen a jumano, or no DNA discover no blogging, MCing, presentation near the end. Or no dear discover no because I say omo anything goes you know. Omo dear no pays more than his, and now I am wrong. As you know, Asetinapa is sponsored by Veronica Kumasi Denyame, the best service apartment. There were over 30 service apartment. And now no, Rapaholic, ha, Anna, Sarkodeni team, Ebedaye, Omedi Hua dance, say, ha, the theater theater, your spa, your gym, your restaurant, your bar, the pool, kama waha. Into 020-036-9876. Na your reservation. On the internet, it's your website. info@veronicite.com. No your reservation. Yembono eda form pa. Sa so na ya chichiri kro kese kama fe. We di esikafo amantem pa. Ewo IPT esu yeboa make Ankora Homes Freyen 053-021-7766 so wo pedan ato say 4-bedroom 3-bedroom 5-bedroom wo pedie pool wo ho wo pedie pool eni ho wo pedie ubenya maze quarters ye ma air condition and heater free each room just say wo pedie enti brane entrance na yentwetwe nkomo esu yebo IPT traffic light on senifa so adan to so be miensa no aduru Ankora Homes Inyama Media Consult everything PR in 2002 and obi 2 me for say niema me for free Eunice pe journalist ma yenkoja Eunice bo amina me intro we Eunice bo na me we say no say me register consultancy firm Ebeboa, I took the advice and we are here and there. Near a lot of people. Just that our part of the world, if you suffer for frail, say, we may MC a mammy, near you now and our money bill, but God has been good here and the moon kaka. And a rubber queen, and we are near a day to a boasianoa. Na a nutritious, a delicious, not to send we be other data. Rubber queen 0244-606-500. Dr. Kwaku Otin the Angel Rock Mixture. And some na summer any Andy Casilas ekafa ho mimi nka but metimi aka tro se oba wo low libido a ebetimi boost ni libido e na bema se wontimi nya yi a wontimi engina ho a Angel Rock Mixture betimi aboa no enti etufo nkokro no mabo hia na mon freezer 244719230 NY
Big sister.
What's Pacho?
Oh,
now what to say?
Nyamiando me.
The superstar.
This show pa. Me Andrew. They say me a super. I can't star.
Say what do super moon you know?
Me a super. I can't star.
But when him say me Shatta pewasem, I like the way you do your things. I don't know you too well. I'm not too close to you. To be a baby or how you be a minimum but what I see, your write-ups, how you handle yourself, I think why are they?
That's
Akwaba.
Yeah, na. Bibia ni ho a different from the ohu no. Sa na mete. My ese ko fake data no. The ohu on the social media sa na mete.
It's what you get.
That's exactly who I am. Into me nye bibia in the dark, not in the light, so my be something different. Sa na mete.
That's nice then. Me patrol ye way.
You me Tech Hospital. Kumasi here.
Kumasi. And then now your parents here Juma wo na na moto.
They be so my parents na to Eja Zongo.
Okay.
Eja Zongo na nyina yet na like my parents into honey ye wo ye nyina till say ye movie na me class 5. So a movie to Aidias and you side Chundiase. And hona Eja. Na me papa bona crack aka. And then nyina kwat now. That's when I left Eja Zongo at class 5.
Okay. Tell me about growing up. Now to say schools be now call not if you to say how many are you in the family?
Growing up, so me my family in the yes and cry. I mean kind Johnny Ebo Atami Justice Stephen. Okay,
one
6.
girl.
One girl.
Hey.
On na me dinechi. No me enter for but baako free. Enti me friend ata. Also pants and friend Biggie. Those times na near here Nigerian movies. Who say Akini Popo. Me no more Biggie heavy baby do want me hand to my friend I sign up the na account. It's my friend the Biggie. It's the na account. So year 6. My mother Agnes Donko and my father John Wesley Donko.
Okay.
You call Bomb Sisters of Christ. Honey, you go through school. We started school at Christian Preparatory or Bomso, and then through preparatory to JSS, and I called Kumasi Academy.
Okay.
Where I did English, as in be a general arts. From Kumasi Academy, then I went to KNEST to study modern languages, but I'm a major in French. So I think that I've always loved English. From Christian, I'm mature. As a class 6, I remember some mature book, but Obiwi it never got published. Yeah, and I'll say big ups to my teacher, Mr. Kwanzaa. I know he's in the UK right now. Those times I saw full scap sheet, and now mature story. The title of the story was The Abandoned Baby. Till now, I can't story in the title. So I wrote in the full scap sheet, Metrobi Anam de command and no mark or correct Mr. Kwanzaa. So break time, I'm on for co break. Now I made that so true. He will force me to co break, but now made that so true. So I keep giving to him till say I wrote a full way. They call JSS. JSS is my teacher. Madam say, on my friend is after school, me who be
school way.
Christian preparatory like JSS. No?
Okay, JSS.
Yes, till now me who I don't know, maybe through this video.
Madam say,
maybe through this video, maybe somebody can actually.
Babe.
Just maybe a Christian 2003, so that's like 2000. It's some way now me carry on to JSS. And JSS will be sure not also to Asomami. But I think also those decks now, to me be so now they are no unlock, I logged it. To the next day I'm back school nation, no biafa. And some as our true story. Exactly. Only doesn't really know the west of Adena from class 6 to JSS, so you can imagine. It's end up damping my spirit, but even aside that, no, me more into ABI quiz, be representing my class, Namika debaters club name, that's where I developed that love for ABI presentation and
right. And at what point now you are just over journalism?
I think that was in SS.
Okay.
Maybe we school. So my cousin here kuja kutobuati.
Okay, unim say at a point na mumienu e confuse me. Oh,
kuja kutobuati here my cousin. So
that's all CTFM.
She say Okojoy.
So
he say he's more into agric and also joy.
Me so no I.
I think SS. Kumaka maybe we school no. Na oye show bi o Focus FM. Friday Jumbre. Intimate show down and I say, Adia Kojo ye I said, many do you want to meet me? I mean you'll be into music and sound man, but not the way I feel the presentation. Exactly, the presentation bit was something I loved because even in Kumaka as well, I was part of the debating team. I became the debating team president, and I was the SRC vice president. So it was more of presentation wasn't a problem for me. I felt like meeting me I it's me real school nana because I said the person call quiet attachment. And the focus is you invest in the radio station. So no more yet radio school. And I decided to go. Because I said my father said they be America. And today my father is proud actually. Because my father can say David. Because those times near to the radio presenters there. Apart from Kubol and the crime, some baby all mocha and I radio presenters Pema. And no me say that thing was with my dad. He felt say nah. The vision you have also pursue a law. Oh,
and you've always wanted to be a lawyer.
It's something I loved.
Okay.
It dates back to my name there, but I think my father. So my mother is related to the former Chief Justice Anan, Justice Aban.
Aban.
Way back. So it looks like my name how I developed that love for it right from infancy. But at some point, I felt like that's what I wanted to do. Unfortunately, because university first, it's modern language is French.
Okay, so back to radio school Focus.
So when I went to Focus FM, Nakojo, so I'll go there in the night because daytime, presenters papa about small boy, the in the night. Maybe you'll be everywhere and then be able. And that time, no be a DJ Focus, there no be a DJ. That's why I got the name NYDJ because be a DJ, Ding will be the D, but one way no one for a D and bar, say your mama can say a D. Michelle, I'm so okay, we didn't an eye out. I didn't mean for NYDJ. That's how the NYDJ came about. It was through Focus, and eventually, me admission to go to Tech. Now, I be official member of the station. That's when I started with some of the shows, and gradually, even here no Crown Pony, I was not really recognized until once my cousin, Kojo, but I think it's a Friday show. Benim they no planning. Me one of friends who own to member. I should sit in. Member your man. I started playing. At some point, I'll say, "Oh, Nyamba, I should sign in." Like, hey, how do I sign in? I mean, sure, I will host here. Also, no, I should sign in. So I signed in. Me signing in here and China, the then manager for Focus FM said, from that day, I'll be hosting that show. Hey, I was like, hey, me cousin show now. How do I end up becoming the host of the show? Not knowing it's something they had planned. Said they be almost share. So now we are putting it to the test. If you're able to deliver, then that was it. So that was more like the trump card for me that night. When I delivered and
okay, intinya say okoje juma debi and they no akra no
no planning.
Okay.
Because from the onset I catch them say obey late intimi nko starting one. Intimi dem starting am ebo nyumba me hwe time no was frame say ontimi mba intimi sign in like but then any mo nyum na say I also know I should sign in not knowing say na squad name monitor. When they were impressed they were like okay so every Friday you host
ESA.
That time I first year.
First year. 2 years no, at least for 4 years.
And so I did Focus for 3 years. Third year no, because I'm a year French, need to call Benin for the year abroad. Into for the third year, I was not on radio in Ghana, but even in Benin, there was a radio station, and that once in a while, they call for sa
And
exchange.
you speak French fluently.
For now, it's been a while, after about 11 years. It's a community, if you have a French community, continuously a language, you build it. But I mean, if they speak, I understand. There are a few conversations I can have with them, but they're not so fluent.
Okay. 80 commercial radio. At what point? Which one was your first?
Commercial. First one was Capital Radio.
Okay.
Yeah, Capital Radio. That was 2011. Yeah, now we take now. Okay. And it's funny. It still has to do with Kujako Tobuati again, because Miohano can say Capital for pay. Presenters for the drive time into the Wameki recommendation. Okay. So I had to go there, and then they listened to some of my demos, as we called it. In the NBUI, Kosi Asise, and one of the DJs, DJ Andreas.
Hey,
America. He's in America now. So they listened, and for a while they were like, okay, remember one night. This is a night. Those times, not Virgin Prince, but reggae be in the night, but I know about drive time. So I had to go there in 2011, starting Kakanka with the night, and they says, okay, I should move to the drive. So that's how it started in 2011. And it was a big thing for me, because from Focus FM, which was a campus radio, to commercial radio, and straight to drive time. Yeah. Capital Radio drive time, because before then, not Lexus, Bill was the drive time host, and Akotobe take you over. And then from Akoto, it was me. So it was like a big shoe to fill, but we did our best.
You did Capital also for how many years?
I did Capital for, I think, 4 years. 4 years. Okay. I was on the drive for 4 years before.
And from Capital,
and I'm called YFM.
Oh.
Yes.
And then all YFM actually.
And so I've been at YFM for 10 years. October, we be like 11 years.
Oh, okay. And then they keep you.
I think YFM, the code from the beginning, it was difficult because, and I wanted to accept a new challenge. The thing was, YFM back Kumasi for YFM stand more of music entertainment, and we didn't really have any radio station in Kumasi that caters for our audience. Say purely music, youth, urban.
Urban.
Nobody really. I mean, Love FM was doing their own, but we wanted to bring it down. So Love FM had a mid-aged people, like that kind of audience. But I wanted to do something below that. So I felt, okay, as at that time in my age, that was the perfect spot for me to also raise another generation of way. So I accepted it and I went in, and we were able to build across that particular way to have a certain audience who were also lacking what they really wanted. Because Baby Showing, for instance, Rise and Shine in the morning, it's purely music, entertainment, and a bit of social issues. You realize that almost every morning show was about politics. The youth were getting tired of politics because it's always MPP and DC fighting over the same issues. There are times issues that have to do with technicalities out here, very industrious or professional people. Not Yasama and this people for now. So we felt, okay, since people are getting tired of that, let's also look at what the youth want. Let's educate them. Let's make them know what is happening. And that's how come I took up that mantle, and I've been doing that for, like I said, October makes it 11 years.
Do you have a managerial role
at YFM? No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't. I mean, I try my best to. I think so because of other. No, I mean, I would love to assist. Anytime I'm called on, I do assist, but the challenge is no matter other things now. I mean, time to actually dedicate time for radio. I see being a manager.
YFM is just the Rise and Shine.
Yeah, so YFM, I just do Rise and Shine. Then if there's any need for any production support and RBB, I just offer.
Okay. And blogging.
Blogging. What is it about blogging?
Yes, why you the be blogger? Why you who say who the old so you pro your who be we with finesse. So say.
But I think you're normal with finesse. If you act professional, I said that's the best. And
so you guy.
I don't because
Emma, I said the others, no, I say, what you show, what you show.
Say, obey me, and I who's a mean chichime. There are places I go to and make
But
me
do you hear that?
Oh, I've
Do you
heard
get
people
that?
say that. I've heard people say that, but I feel omo kasa abi and omo nya bear me then they realize it's a different story altogether. Baby wa meet me akotena now the entire time in kasa. But baby so hona me kotena meet me di nkomo NY plan you'll be surprised. It depends on where I find myself and the people around.
Okay, so how has it been? I'm sure when you started, this common and popular blogging,
Yeah.
Jumano.
Yeah.
And now, so say there's influence of it. To say blogging, you know, a bit different.
Yeah.
What started to sing? How was the reception and acceptance? Now, and did people really pay for it? Because more of us some kind of service, publicity, or publicist near there.
Yeah.
What started to say now?
So with the blogging as well, and also started back on campus, 2006, 2007, thereabout. So what was happening is Nambetai ready from GhanaMusic.com. Near Takra, George Britain, they were running that particular website. And I realized that because Nambe focus here, culture, art, and tourism, entertainment, I realized there were so many things happening in Kumasi and nobody was talking about. And I say, you find radio stations during entertainment shows, stories are happening while Accra near picking near this castle. So I felt okay, why don't I also create a platform where you bet me whatever happens here, we can also publish it online so that people can also see that things are happening, then also pick it and discuss it. So those times, not focus of a me interview, then I'm amateur story out of it. Then I'll send it to Nia Takra to publish on GhanaMusic.com because that's at that time it was one of the biggest websites in Ghana. Into maybe I'm sending them and not publish it. Until it got to a point, I felt like, okay, why don't I create something for myself? So I started with WordPress. I remember it was nydjgh.wordpress.com. That's how I started. If me, I'm post it. But because mine was not that big, because I feel the starting. And social media was not too big to say, so it wasn't really getting the attention. But still, I'll publish there, and I'll still send to Nia Takra so that they build the media, but also the SLA, the whole thing. So that's how I started. And to be honest, it was worth it. I mean, I feel say NYDJ, that a movie beyond the Ashanti region was because of my website. Because almost everything that was happening in Kumasi, now if people want to have conversations, they will call you from Accra. Everybody is calling you. There are events that happen in Accra, and they will call me to be there. They will either book my flight or they will make sure that I get to Accra safely, book my hotel, and get all that thing done. I had my friend is a good working relation with MultiChoice. They will fly to South Africa on business class, fly to Mauritius. That's when I met all the likes of Don Jazimo and all that through. And that was all because of what I was doing, because of the online thing. So for me, I think I've had a very good way with the online thing. It wasn't just about me writing as a passion, but it was business as well. There are people who will call you and pay you for the work you are doing. There were others too that we did for free because we felt, good brands always want to associate with good brands. So there were some of them that they will call and then we look at what they are offering and we also want to be part of it because we feel we can grow together. So it's been like that. There are people who pay you. There are those that you do for free because you want to serve as a bait to attract others. So that's how the journey has been. It's just that till now, to say the all kind of normal Sasakaka. Those times myself, Deborah, Nia Takra, Attractive Ainde, Ebenezer Namfio. Those times, your coach conference center for event. I remember Ghana meets Nigerians are no money in what filming event, why you are waiting to get to the hotel, sit back, write a story, edit your video, and publish. Into a video named out, can be edit 2 days and a day.
But it was still new.
It was still new because you were the only people there. Nobody was. And to say now, event will be our 24. People are not there to enjoy. It will be a episode or capture baby. But back then, the blogs were doing their job. The newsmen were doing their job. Until you write proper article, you give a proper account, review of what happened. But to say in assessor, and it has to do with time. Now, as the event goes live, people are posting live because of technology, because of the social media platforms. So things have changed. And if you don't adapt to the changing times now, you'd always stay back. And I say, you get out of business. That's where we are now. So it's been a good journey for me there. I mean, if I say blogging has not helped, I'll be lying. I'll be lying. It's just that, you know, it was difficult. I remember back then when I was on campus, my girl crying me back then.
Are they?
Because anajuna obedano. Anajuna obedano. That's the time I type it. And again, you want to stay active. One of the reasons why I left Capital Radio was because of my website. Yeah, because I mean, at some point, you know, if you are employed, there are KPIs, there are things you are assigned to do and all that. But at some point, they feel like, okay, we want you to handle Capital Radio's website because your website is doing so well.
What happens to yours?
You know, your website is doing so well. I didn't have a problem if I'm supposed to, you know, add that up to it.
But that would be conflict of interest, sort of. No, so the stories, you know, the end I will post to a Capital.
So the challenge was that the challenge was that Capital was an all-round website. There's sports, there's politics. Mine was purely entertainment.
Okay.
But they wanted me to handle that aspect of it. But the point is, they forgot that I was doing extra to keep my website running. They were not ready to make any provision for that extra. So because I mean keeping the site running, you're not providing for data. I'm not sleeping at night. You're not even paying attention to that, but you want me to deliver. I think it was too much of a request. They were not ready to make any sacrifices for that. So I was like, okay. So I mean, it was one of the reasons. A big shout out to Kosi Asise, is my boss, and big shout out to MBY. MBY always stood in for me. Like, me sure say, and MBY they be coming more capital. But big shout out to all of them. I mean, they were all lessons and a learning curve for me to be here now. Besides my chair YFM, this is one of the reasons. Because YFM, my bosses at Global Media Alliance allow me to do everything I want to do.
There's a bit of flexibility.
It's very flexible. There are times Global Media Alliance is running events and they add NYDJ Live Media as a media partner. And they are broadcasting across all our platforms. They can tell you that, listen, these awards are going on in South Africa. We are flying to South Africa to go and cover for us. Like, they understand and they allow you, even from the time I'm employed, they made us know that, listen, it's not just about the YFM job. You should have something extra doing that adds value to you. And so they make you feel that way. They can send you an official letter telling you that they want you as a media partner for our event. I mean, everybody will feel proud and feel like you believe in what I do. It's one of the reasons I'm at your honor. And it's one of the reasons why I'm into Minko Baby, because other people will prefer that stop all that you are doing and just focus on us. Because again, there's some conflict of interest.
And was Joe saying
exactly. Scanning maybe I'm the crack one.
Pacho. Global Media Alliance. Mr. Boateng,
Mr. Boateng.
Mr. Edward Boateng, Pacho. NYDJ, if I can.
Kakran Kromo and the double cry in your bad. And again, you see, school can home because they want you to be at work from morning till a certain time. But now school wouldn't allow me.
So you have about school, no? But do you also do corporate MCing?
Yes. It's one of the things that I also wanted to do. And I said, growing up, because I wasn't scared of the camera, I wasn't scared of audience, crowd, and all that. I took that up. There are particular shows that I'll do, but I prefer to go into the corporate because I feel almost 8 at 8, 12 at 12. But other occasions, I say best at 8, best at now about 12. And I'm very particular about time because of radio. Because I keep saying, the show started 6 a.m. Before 10. So about 6 now in the studio, how should happen? Does it mean the station will go off? No. So I have to be there at 6. I'm very particular about time. So most of the corporate events, maybe a bit delayed, but in your start here, you just run through and you're done. And it's easy to deal with them. And almost so much
say, yeah, but so
almost you say direct bank transfer, direct because almost documented BBR. Almost can away. But other ones no. Obi person tena bi so e man head. Me ana so one for musical ma me ategu I mean to me be dan oka. It's not about that. It's me pennies ha.
What has been your difficult conversation and interview? Why now only a year interview or out of time?
Is there one? I think that the main kind but the toughest interview always has to do with upcoming artists because they are not known and because they don't really have much work out there. There's very little to talk about them. Until it becomes difficult to actually raise conversation. Again, because they are new, they don't even know how to go about the interviews. Until it becomes difficult to raise a conversation and have so much going. And that's one of the toughest things that I think every interviewer, faces. And that has been with me.
Come back one
what I said, BB anyway, I can't
people like that. Ubisana. Na answer no
to one line word, one line sentence.
And the others who flew
say name flew. Me sure someone for beka. Hey, Naza go peka sa. It's not because it depends on the room I find myself. If I find myself
honestly, what happened before the conversation? When you held a raised phone.
Mo one dey magic. There magic. So I say we are. Okay, so me interview we are in there magic. Because they say, myself when they print that count.
And they said, okay, so recording the issue, I can make a phone about the be your trade who say, or also
Antibal. Me Antibal.
Okay, and then I love and then also very low.
And I'm a kind, it's something that I liked from Enquabrium. And so initially it was because of a cardinal mission. On say black and white, normal shape, gown, be near them. So I didn't really understand, but now MFA. And then again, because of my mother's side, that kind of thing. So I tend to like it. But eventually, I realized what they do, like what lawyers do, on camera, and if because I had advocacy. They want to see people do well. Like Obihoche, I want to find a way to make sure the person is okay. I feel like okay. This is something that I want to do. After 11 years after school, after my first degree, I decided to go back to tech and then pursue law. And Edding. And then again, it takes a lot of time. A better time, you virtually may not be able to have any social life because no money does on the cases and all the things you have to learn. And again, especially if you'll be a Juma or Sawa Busia, didn't take time. But you have to make sure you balance that because me, for instance, be sure start at 6 a.m. So by 5 a.m. I've left the house. It's a Juma. If there are other rounds I need to do that. Get back to campus. Class best start at 5 p.m. Maybe upon 9 p.m. We could do feed almost 10 p.m. We could do Canada. And me, for instance, be that time back home na me in class that rooms. Best now okojuma.
Until so
So the point is you leave them in the hands of the nanny. Okay. But you have to come back to class. Because they're on the first one who close school at 4. 4 now back to class 5. It becomes a difficulty. So I was saying many points one or perform the omoko and then I over could do 9, 10 no. Omada. We home a weekend. Weekend too at times will be because more class and I'm baby. So it takes a lot of time. And to me, I keep saying that if we really want to do it, it's better you do it like after SHS now and I say ABR while we're with Juma enough time on your hands there, it's easy to go in and do it. It's a beautiful cause. I wish everybody will actually have a basic understanding of
it's having a mobile comacola.
And so entrance exams we are just waiting for the results.
Only Evans was able to.
Yes.
But me attempted it twice.
And I'll die.
The first one, me admission, me 12 forms here. And me around that time now na 120 128 you know.
Omo call you omo
Very stressful for me. And na me sister that was how come my master say yeah me na me regular na me come morning class. Ha na nka me koye law. It me here me sister am adwene na part time na admission na twam. And na me be regular me sister be regular. Na osan ka biemu na me say me for the forms to the vibe today. Stress is too much.
Oh, I mean,
a law student union president obey me PR dear
yeah. Oh, it would have been nice because me, for instance,
they are doing maybe I didn't do.
Oh, wait me, because maybe class I had people who are over 60 years.
It's not even class. About the age.
Yes, Obi, there's a man. I won't mention his name. He manages a medical facility, like he's a doctor or no facility. No, if you're bossing about every day. It's emergency about 9 p.m. Exactly. Into you can obey.
And him 50.
And it's not 50. I mean, I would love for everybody to actually.
People say that.
Yes. At times, you see, when you get informed, now amount for conversation, be activity, now stress and that's how it is. Between the amount for your conversation, we reduce some stress. Enra, there's a story about TechSec. They say assistant headmaster B and all, and I think a member of parliament passed the comment. Say, Osha video na Akrano headmaster now for Sono and all that, and people are bashing him. So I decided to say I wouldn't base my argument based on just that part of the video. I want to see the full submission. And when I saw the full submission, I understood him. But because the blogs had cut,
you understood the headmaster.
No, I understood the MP. The MP.
So a critical ingredient of adhering will be the age of Akolado.
Yes. I mean, aside that, there's another aspect to it because one, as a headmaster, there's something we call duty of care.
Yeah.
So you have a duty of care to make sure
the student has been left in your care.
Exactly. And you are supposed to protect the student. So why do you go into a relationship or any kind of sexual encounter with the kid? Again, if the consent, the age for consent, according to the 16. Criminal example, 16 years. And if it happens that a crane 16 or above, then obviously you can't charge him for any criminal offense there, any sexual offense. But then again, OSHA Ghana Education Service, code of conduct for teachers is stated there. Say a teacher shouldn't have any form of relationship as a sexual relationship with a student. Until he's breached that. And that's where the issue comes up. But say, yeah, come random say, Abia Akrano above 16. Near come random cast ultimate prove say 1 say Akrano. There was no form of there was consent and all that. And we share video now. Unless Abia parents cast over 15 years. But I have video now, everything could point to the fact that the kid was enjoying it. Or no one there filming. That was the argument that the MP was making. But just that portion of the video in the by, that's how come people are bashing. But I mean, generally, it's just wrong. But
I think that in our part of the world, we take sexual harassment lightly.
Yeah.
A colleague of mine, I wouldn't want to mention his name, somebody had come from a corporate institution for a paid interview. Then this colleague sees the lady and says, hey, opa na who did na so sano. One name to near the radio Vietnam now so.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow, that's terrible.
Yeah. And station be a mere Juma previously.
That's terrible.
And when I was even coaching him, a woman each and any other.
When is there normal?
So I come follow.
Debbie. Elsewhere you'll be fine.
Exactly.
You'll be
there
fine.
There are a lot of things that inappropriate.
Yeah. And to me, for instance, it's become very difficult.
And then I watched again another MP say, a host, can't no so on the breast. Did you see the breast? It was the uniform, or he tied the uniform or the breast. I said,
You see, it's unfortunate. Me, I become very careful even complimenting women now, because you never know when. Exactly, you never know when the person may take offense at something you say. So it's become a very dicey thing.
And then yeah, obi baby and I'll be to me also. Or son na basa, or son insa. I feel say harmless, but I inappropriate.
No, I mean you don't just touch. Even in under tort law, like you don't just touch. That's why there's BBI friend assault. There's also battery.
Yeah.
You know, so you don't just touch somebody without the person's consent. Once you, as I say, first KJT a whole busy no namo sabeti mi abo obi to sebi obi to. It's understandable circumstance, but if genuinely with intention yourself person born it, that's wrong.
Yeah.
So I think we need to. A lot of education needs to go on some of these things because in Ghana, sexual when we don't pay attention to it that much.
Be not in Safa obese.
It's very inappropriate. Very inappropriate.
And we take it for granted. Oh, me saw me didn't Safa or Abasa ne.
It's totally wrong. Once the person
any of them could rob Ninsa. And what I was saying, as my king, and inappropriate. Don't say, oh, wait, there's a madam for me in the car, sorry, oh, wait, dear. To me, Faunsa, and a famine saho. Fansa, Fama Basaho. Hey, when you skin, I feel, when I like you, and you think that all come for me. No, inappropriate. When I watched the MP Act, said, was it the uniform? Did he tie the uniform or her breast? I said, wow.
Defense be on how you don't put up. Because, I mean, it will never sound well. There are certain defenses you never put up. Internet Americans say, with that particular video going around, the first thing is just to condemn it. Because under no circumstance must anybody abuse the office. Because the person is in power or a headmaster. The other one is a kid. So it's likely, or you see in the office, no, as a headmaster to, take advantage of the girl and RBB. And again, like duty of care, now you just, I say, the relationship between a teacher and a student, a pastor and a church member, a lawyer and the client, that fiduciary relationship, you don't abuse it. And that's what's happened in this case. And I'm sure the Ghana Education Service will actually act appropriately. Matters are already kind, I'm an chain, so that they do.
And the student for cancel the process, no. Also, there was a woman aside.
Because they have to do investigation.
And I interdicted and son. I say I'll try dismiss on.
Yeah, so basically there's always something we call rule of natural justice. I mean, you need to give the person
need to hear
exactly, you need to hear the other person. So you can't just say me whole video
you never
know. You need to listen to the person on the side of it, that you balance it, that you know is okay. You can take a decision.
Yes, well. I think that I have asked question be a winner NY and Kabi Bisano. You bet me the combo chicken no SCA. But you have to Nasibi. I'm sure you have to Nasibi.
Always available.
Na yedim komo. Would you want to talk about family?
I mean, I don't think there's too much to talk about family.
You are married?
Yes, I'm a married man with 3 kids, 2 beautiful boys and 1 girl.
How are you?
Oh, me who that's the thing. I am for so na mo dey.
Who almost say?
Me
no show.
No, yes, I mean show mo. Baby, I'm in nam no me who girls no. True. Baby, I'm in nam no. I am in him say. Nyankopon na am sao because me
campus who the various events are all NC
before call to one na me one obi a she black and white
na black and white
who said that who she e ma kwa start year exams na man for say oh I think I was say faculty o man na show montade because na why e fe pa
na yesi ukotuete Shatta Wale ka the nomination ya consider. What is it?
The Grammys.
Grammys or the application call or submit application. For a category. And ya to consider. What it means is that he's going to get a nomination.
No, what it means is that it's being considered. So what's that the Grammy
that category?
What's that the Grammys has several stages. there's an eligibility period.
Okay.
Say January to December. Works are within that year. It qualifies for the awards next year. I'm just giving a timeline, not said that's the official timeline. And he said, now so say okay, you had a work in that year, you may want to apply for a particular category. And what he's done is that he submitted Street Crown for Best African Performance category. And so he submitted it, and now they've accepted it. So okay, application now they buy and okay, a 15th category now will submit it for. So we've had it. We are going to go through, check on the other things, and make sure say if truly it qualifies, we will then nominate it. And as it stands, that's what has happened with Shatta category. And I said the application now I am.
And I will enjoy the hype, the congratulations, and I do at the ever too. As if to say, yeah, consider.
They be. Those are Shatta announcing in the episode and so posting in there. So one thing with Shatta is that for the previous years, now man for the same message, but they weren't posting because they felt okay, it's just one of the stages. And until say be any official nomination, some of these things are things that they feel maybe they didn't cherish it that much. Because Rocky Dawoni nominations at the Grammys proper several times. So it means that he had all those messages throughout the years, but he never posted them until the official Grammy nominations come out. But Shatta decided to share his own. And once he did that, it then opened a floodgate for others who have also received that. To also share.
Why then I was saying?
Because I shared My Quest. My Quest is a Ghanaian producer, but he was based in the UK. He featured your friends like Herman Suede. Herman Suede is based in Accra. And also submitted Omonyo entitled The Gobe. He also submitted it for the Best African Performance category. So the same category now, Shatta has submitted it. The same category almost has submitted. Episode in so submitting it there for the same category. So like most of the artists on my submitting are all now showing said they've also received the same message. So I don't think it was the intent to dwarf Shatta there and say, and yet one thing I believe in is we should allow people to celebrate their successes no matter what. Somebody's achievement might look like
way for just you. By way of information.
Of course, because when Shatta announced his own episode also announced his own, even before I announced into Omeka's episode in so per se. Oh yeah, Shatta
episode there, you know. Who the obedient No,
but the person has shared it. The person knows me as a blogger, and he shared the information. The mail, maybe or receive it with me, and I just shared it. Because if people receive notifications of mails and all that, and they share with me, I publish it. I don't think the intent is to, because at the end of the day, Shatta has paved the way in that. Or posting in the end, will be a post. So I'm posting and cash will be out.
Would you consider Bongo Ideas as a blogger?
Yes, he's a blogger. I mean, once he puts his thoughts and his opinions online for people to read, and he has some numbers, he's a blogger. It just depends on the OBA. Also now, because I'm for say the kind of content I'll do, there are certain content I'll never do, even if you pay me whatever amount. But the others too. There are people who have sent me materials to publish. They are willing to pay. But I share content that I say it doesn't align with what I believe in to me publish. Then I see it on other sites. They do it. And Bongo has his way of going about on an approach. He has people who read him and they are okay with him. So once he has his space, he's also doing his thing. Because there are so many bloggers. To say it's crowded, there are a lot of TikTokers who be creating content. To me, who will be there? Now you're show. I say, hey, I say, we plan people to me. I quote now. But in same way, I menka. But will be better. Those people who have the numbers, they have people following them and all that. Until Obiane, baby or person don't DFA. And baby, I'm a DFA, and I also have dedicated people who love what I do and they follow. Once I'm serving them, and I'm also happy. Everybody is happy.
But do you see? There are rules, etiquettes, and things you should consider
ethics,
when you want to. Ethics of the profession. When you want to do the kind of job you do. As they say, the ethics have been thrown to dogs.
And
aren't you worried?
I mean, I'm worried. I'm one of the people who see certain things and I go like, hey, seriously? But the point is, it's basically because people now have phones, the social media platforms are open
And
for
now
people to do
people
it.
are being fed what they want.
I keep telling people, say, when I see something and I complain, somebody is also enjoying it too. Have you asked yourself why those people have all the numbers? What I say? Have you asked yourself why all those people have all those numbers? Somebody could just create a TikTok page today. What can be Didi president be at now? I can't say the next moment the numbers are jumping. So the person feels empowered to do it because it means people like the oil.
Mm-hmm.
I'll sit back, do an interview with you, might educate people, say certain things that are right, but I'll be in fear. So would you be empowered and encouraged to do more? You won't. And I'm a catch from before this interview, I said it. I created a website because I realized that okay, what I write on nydjlive.com is quite educative, quite informative. I have a certain audience who love it, but that will not fetch me too much money. So then, I created that website, and for 2 years, I've not been able to write anything on the site because me tibuame like me ti. Say I didn't know you know. So
that's your country.
Exactly. So I keep telling myself that I can write just one line. Let me delete it. The site is there, but soon be a hosting fee, but I've not written anything on there because that's not me and that's not what I want to do. So I'm a catcher. I say what you see me online do. That's basically who I am. Once my conscience tells me it is not right, I can't put it on there. But others don't care because and then they fetch my numbers and then this neighbor. And that's where we are today. I realized that Sam George met some of the bloggers not too long ago. And he told them, say, listen, we need to come to terms with the fact that what you are doing is part of journalism now. And so journalism comes with there are ethics. You need to be professional. Make sure whatever you are doing, because you can be sued for posting any day. So make sure you are doing the right thing. Not too long ago, I saw some of the bloggers angry because apparently Stan Dogbe has said that he doesn't want to see bloggers with phones and all that at the funeral. What's not a share? The whole funeral was it not nice on TV? It was beautiful. It was nice because you didn't see people crossing cameras and all that. It was nice. But some of our bloggers don't understand. They want to come into your face and put the camera in your face and film you at the moment when you are in that moment now. That's when he wants to film it for them because he wants to get views, he wants to get numbers, he wants to make money. But no, maybe we need to curtail it.
Say you have an association or
yes, the New Media Association. Yeah, Konkonsa. That's regional South Kansa is actually. Oh yes, I mean there are some of them who feel the authorities are trying to sabotage them as if they are preventing them from covering national events and all that. But there are those who also feel, listen, if we do the right thing, nobody will prevent us from doing our work. Oh yeah, there are people who feel they are the media should not be gagged. Like we should be allowed to do anything we want. But there are others who also feel, listen, there should be ethics, there should be professionalism. If you are
well, freedom ends, the whole will be the beginning.
Event and blogger will be frustrate you, like you will not be happy because on the phone the way the Ubi said then or pay. What exactly does the person want from you? What baby? Maybe I said you yeah, serving breakfast. What you hold it? Then I now then will be person of filming say like what would you get from it? Certain things must be kept private, other things that need to be out can be kept out. Obi bet me event when you be doing very private conversation. Then the blogger is filming it. Or post here on beauty conversation now have no as I posted the same private conversation that the two of you are having. To what do you want to achieve? So I think we just need to understand that, listen, in as much as we've taken it as a job, we need to be professional with some of these things. And then they be in tears, almost feels I'm a chairman. Because I feel if it is right, let's do it right. It's not really the giddy you want to do that will actually do that for you. That's what I believe in.
I said me who said conversation may end dinner. That's what better na me no at the komosa ni anka that the lumba semase ya.
I know, right? I know. I know. I mean, Kojo for so there. Um, hmm,
And Sarkodie really showed respect for him.
yeah.
He shown say to say
He is one of
respect, you know.
he's one of his icons. Like those are Sarkodie. Sarkodie has people that he respects. Like he respects everybody, but there are people that he reveres.
Just so bravo.
Bravo. You can talk about your friend is saying Charles Kojo Fosu the late. He loves him so much. Into Sarkodie will go any length to do anything for that Lumba.
Mimi who so call vigils night I call 1 week.
Yeah. And he's somebody that he loves so much. And only didn't come out, even the family, they will tell you, like, he's one of the people who want a picture with you, like that kind of thing. You know, so he loves him so much. And it's quite unfortunate what happened. I mean, that's life. It happens. You never know when you be jahako.
Are you disturbed when you see and now you hear people openly discuss Nawarism?
For me, I feel
it's okay.
People would generally discuss everything. People will cut portions and discuss it. It's allowed. Once Mima opinion who say, I want to be interviewed, somebody will also pick certain portion and they want to discuss it. It's allowed. That the Luma throughout his life is that person who can ask them crowd own feel. You see that say or better reply or the better reply to in because I don't know the best. Once he's not there, people naturally want to fish for information, find out what was going on in his life. Or tears the crowd fishing for some information. Well, who know? I feel I'm open some fishing. To what end? The question is then our person achieve it. People have interest in some of these, and I know one of my lawyer friends has actually filed a suit. I think so many interlocutory injunction against one of the media houses or Hineba Media or something to prevent them from speaking about Odobroni, Ninemami, and all that. So we just need to be careful. People are allowed to express their opinions, but as you express your opinion, make sure that it doesn't go beyond what you're allowed to. Because the very moment you go beyond it, then you find yourself in trouble.
And no malign will be person.
Exactly. You know, because to say, oh, kind of one same be on to me be in one, which will not be fair. No, because a lumba de will say, can you prove it? If you can't prove it, the other can in I baby. You know, so I think if people have issues, they should have done it when he was alive. Now that he's dead, yes, people will share their opinions, they say what they want to say. But to what end? Then our person will achieve it. If what you want to achieve, is it malicious? Do you have a malicious intent? And I say, you just feel like will be a cabin also cabin. You might end up leading into trouble.
It be why your story be about Akotumansa and our foot napa. Na Evans abe repost and rebroadcast. And we think that go after the source and not me. I was like, for that, the Ama maker, I just remembered a conversation I had with Ubi. Ubi call ye BB about Ubi to show support for the our post studio. Nini pakro issue. Wa call rebroadcast.
Yeah.
The catch and so pulling it down. Also, oh, wait, media say I only shared the one day we sit down and have that discussion.
I'm happy you are bringing that up. Let me briefly say this. And that's the thing that Deepa be brained him, especially when it has to do with defamation. People feel so, and then I be posting here, or being posting I be share keke. And you see people sharing some of these things in WhatsApp groups and all that. You can be sued for it. So what now here the SU your sharing and your broadcasting it can also be sued equally for the same thing. But people feel so, oh, maybe I may share keke. Then it's now share. What was the reason for sharing? Oh, share and you've rebroadcasted it to another group of audience. And if it's defamatory, so defamation doesn't end with Lipano D can post here.
Especially when you don't give credit. If you cared it from Obi a source beer. Say that picture and our story from a we all make that mistake. They say within a week I had a bad and a good also I can say a good experience. There's my friend say page on Facebook. first they posted a picture and a invitation to a certain group where the page is coming from, sort of like where they are aligned to. So I thought that yes, but I didn't share it. I copied the picture, I saved it and posted it on my page. Okay. Then I got bashing for it. Into Obina reaching out to me, said, where did I get it from?
Yeah.
The impression was created by somebody who doesn't like me. So I got it from a privileged source. And now me post it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I picked it from another platform. Me share, and then come my creditor.
They will know the original source.
Me from
some
of the blame. Then I saw another a picture, and also one page be, and an idea a posty, and I'm a picking, and I'm a share, like me posty, and also man share from the source, and I'm a posty, and a certain quarters, they attributed it to me. Some in the Martina say, "I they're beautiful." So when somebody called to give me a friend a commendation, me are there for it. I said, no, it didn't come from me. I'm not the originator.
Yeah.
No, I love it. So at that point, I got discussed, I got praised, but I can't take it because it didn't come from me. I'm not the originator. I don't. Oh yeah, sure. No, I can't go back to say. So when another person from the group met me and said, "Oh, Eunice, we discussed this you," I said, "Yeah." So a basenke was yesiwa, enka. I rejoined in the source. If you can't know the source that made me copy from, and this is exactly what happened. O man who omo de no.
Yeah.
The me cover the beto me hono. And omo who ye ntika. It could have ended me in a. It's a juma no say a person yen. It's important. The bloggers in Kwan the posti. Obi okra phone bia. Who be no opposition. No who's obi the idea at baby. No akofa beka bi. Ebi a wo who say obi atro baby say bi a hand to tini white. Now who ye bi? Obi kura se me there. Me fair video no na me hear voice over tools. You also rebroadcasting at the chrono. Nti yenye careful. On here a harmless post via obeyebi could land you in serious trouble. Mr. Ebenezer Nanayao Donko, thank you so much for being on Asitrapa.
Thank you for having me. I think this is the longest I've had to speak about myself at industry, and it was fun. It was interesting.
When I got Andy Dusty, we sat for many days. I
mean, industry there's a lot to talk about. Once you get an industry person, it's likely the conversation will keep going like that. And so, thank you very much for having me. I know that there's something that I've been yearning for, and so I'm excited to say let me buy it.
Thank you. When am I going to be on your show?
Whenever you are ready. And whenever you are ready, I'm also ready. I just talk to my guy.
Oh,
say buy my country.
Oh, can broth be
oh, them say
yeah. It's here them so show no the broth be me.
Oh, na apart from no cramp no she broth for our can oh, opa besa o production team. Me buy me sure say my country be 70% broth 30 me boy. That's the longest market tree.
And thank you. It's nice sitting with you.
Thank you for having me.
I would want to do it another time.
Anytime.
Scratch papa.
Is
there Obi Aube person Obe man shout out?
Yes.
For helping your journey.
Yeah.
And I said maybe any pakrono or true koshe and kwambi or ye bibi man.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, first one I'll go to my family, like my dad and my mother. My mom, I remember, had to sell the ntoma for me to go and pay for our radio school now. Because that's at that time my dad.
Bless it. Also, every year and every birthday, woman ntoma. Can man be a birthday and no man be Christmas?
And a bad idea. I think I'll consider that. It's okay. No, the man cry or be package.
I go out share especially the dinner then
Oh,
then
okay.
to be an editor. For fast be a Simon.
Oh, there be another. So of
Your
course
parents.
to my parents, my dad is super proud. There are times or to come near BOT and I'm for big cancer to me friends say, hey, now over can ask them you know, so my dad, my family, like my brothers and my sister, and of course to me and Kasame so my family for the support because they've been there.
Necessary.
Almost I see a time I'm sorry the last time I catch a kojuma say how much no man I mean to me because I'm sorry in Temako Juma mess have banana the answer, you know. So big chance to say only repeat thanks to my family and of course to Kojako Toboating and to the people at Focus FM, to NBY, because I see Capital Radio, to my bosses at YFM. They've been phenomenal. They've been supportive, and so I'm grateful to them. And of course, the very people who listen to me or who read for me, because I know more. I mean, sure say, and I'll be here today. So I'm very grateful to them, and to you as well for having me on your platform today. Because I sure say, I'll reach a whole new audience, and this time, a man who make a
unfortunately, if me hear me analytics now on YouTube, majority of people who subscribe, read, and view the channel
videos,
are a mema.
Oh,
unfortunately, a man here can Mrs. Ediloto. Anyway, I'll set up with Akoto Mansa. The month of October, my first guest, NYDJ, and I am glad to say I had the opportunity to sit with him. Thank you for watching and thank you for subscribing because in case I won't subscribe, you subscribe and share now comment. So thank you to my sponsors. Veronica Kumasi Denyame, Ancora Homes, IPTS, Yeboa, Rabakwenkwe, Angel Rock Mixture, Pamasaja, Landscape, any interior decor, and na Afei, Honey Men's Salon, Jonase, Omne makeup, me no so kama. In fact, this dress I'm wearing came from Uncle Norbert. Nobby, thank you so much. Odogu. Medase. When Amma gave me the dress, I said, I love this dress. Tiama also thank you, Madam Wasepa for the dress. I love it. And now, to my team, Ray Studio Production, Mr. Raymond, Ousu Friye, Eliano, Iliasu Cheyamwa, and my producer, Papa, Mr. Rindolph Safo. Thank you all. The month of October, sitting up a month. I'm sure I'm going to have a social good be. Na ebe benefit also and our community. Keep watching. Thank you so much. Medamasi.